I just want to talk a little bit about integrated preschool at Lakeland Elementary. We have 3 sections of preschool this year. We have 2 half-day sections of Head Start, 1 full-day section of Great Start Readiness program, and they're all 4-year-olds, and this is part of that class. And the topic I want to talk to you about is integrating preschool into a K-3 building and how important that is. Okay, Mr. McCurdy.
Turn the mouse on.
Yep.
All right. Touch the
I
screen.
can tap.
Not, yeah, okay.
So these pictures just show, we have students, preschool students in the hallway mixing with upper L, with kindergarten through 3rd grade students all the time. This is a safety in the hallway that just saw a preschooler that needed his shoe tied and just stopped, or her shoe tied and tied the shoe. They're in the library and in their classroom. So I wanted to give you a quick, this is like the completely Reader's Digest version of the difference between Head Start and Great Start Readiness. So there are the two major programs. Great Start Readiness program, I put the mitten up there because that's to help you remember. Great Start Readiness program, also known as GSRP, is funded through the state of Michigan. It's an all-day preschool for 4-year-olds, funded through the state, and in the 2013-14 school year, Michigan increased funding for GSRP by $65 million. You probably read about that in the paper. This allowed our county to increase from 199 slots for 4-year-olds to 428 this school year. 75% of the children enrolled must meet the income requirements. The income requirements are 250% of federal poverty level. So what that really means is, for a family of 5, the household income needs to be $68,000 or below. If 75% of the students enrolled in GSRP meet that requirement, then that leaves the remaining 25% do not have to meet that threshold. Head Start, funded by the federal government, so that's the major difference. It has specific income and then at-risk requirements. They have to have at least 90% of their enrollees need to meet the requirements before they open up the other 10%. It's 3- and 4-year-olds blended together. Currently it's a half-day program, and it is quite possibly going to be blended with GSRP so that they can benefit from full day. The other difference I didn't include in here, which is really important, is Head Start pays for busing. GSRP, parents have to transport. So, what this looks like when you integrate preschool, because you can have Head Start and GSRP programs in your building and they just are housed there. They don't interact, they do not become part of the school family, and in my opinion, these kids this is our kindergarten pipeline you're looking at right here. So making sure that the families and the students feel like they are in a school home, that they then want to stay there until 3rd grade and then become attached to the district, that's the future. So this is a really critically important part. So they need to feel at home everywhere in the school. So they ride their bikes in the hallway. It's a 4-year-old. And I'm guessing that any kindergarten teacher is going to be jumping up and down when that child walks through the door in the fall. So they purposefully explore the environment. They take advantage. This is this 2nd grade bulletin board that's up in the hallway. So they're roaming around, moving around, learning how to read, learning how to count, seeing what school is really all about.
I can't do it.
Yes, you're going to try.
I can do it.
on a couple really important parts of that little video clip. First of all, they're not eating in their classroom. When they first came to Lakeland last year, Head Start and GSRP, they ate in their classroom. I'm like, well, that's not okay. They need to be part of the school, and if they're part of the school, they need to be eating in the classroom. And they eat a lot in these programs. They eat breakfast when they come to school. They eat lunch and 2 snacks, 1 snack. So they're totally integrated into the cafeteria. So when these children come to kindergarten, they do not have a big leap to make because the lunchroom can be really overwhelming when you're 5 years old and you're new to school. The other thing, I don't know if you noticed, but there was not an adult in there helping, pouring. They pour their own juice, they pour their own milk, they clean up after themselves. They eat family style every day, so they're passing to each other. And what that is doing is they're developing independence, but they're also practicing social skills. Because another thing that you hear from kindergarten teachers is we can teach them academics if they can interact in the environment, if they can sit like these students did. They can sit in a kindergarten classroom for a lesson. So they're learning all those skills during lunch. They also participate in special school events. We have Safe at Home. Preschoolers got to visit with the firemen. So if they were just housed down the hall, not interacting, they'd miss an opportunity. They also get to have big kid buddies. This is a 3rd grade student. So they've been doing some sharing and cooperative learning and just fun activities. They get into the gym. If they were in a church basement, this would not be an opportunity they would be afforded.
Okay, preschoolers, let's walk to breakfast. Here we go, come on. Wave to the families, wave to the families.
So they get dropped off in the main lobby, and we did that specifically so there's a lot of comings and goings. On one of the days of the week, there's 2nd or 3rd grade students going to the art room, so they're passing the whole group. Going to the gym, they're passing the whole group. Parents who are dropping off kindergarten through 3rd grade students are interacting with the GSRP parents. I get to be out there and interacting with them so they get to know me. They're also practicing walking in line, which is another great skill when you come to kindergarten. Head Start has 2 sessions. They have 32 students. This is your pipeline I was talking about. 11 of those, now this is blended, remember, 3 and 4-year-olds. So 11 of those students will go to kindergarten in Pinckney. 5 are being recommended for Kinder Ready. This is probably an increase because of the new cutoff for kindergarten entrance. 15 of the 3-year-olds will return for preschool, and 1 is moving out of district. It's pretty good. Yeah. GSRP has 1 session with 16 kids. 9 of those are going to go to kindergarten in Pinckney Community Schools. 2, unfortunately, are moving to a charter school. 4 are being recommended for Kinder Ready. 1 is moving out of district, and because of birth date, will go to GSRP again. Pretty good retention. One of the things that I think is really notable about GSRP and Head Start is the emphasis on family involvement. Because many students who attend these programs in some ways are considered at risk, they want to give families a positive school experience from the very beginning. Parents are welcome in the classroom. 2 parent conferences are required every year, and 2 home visits. So that's 4 significant contacts that the preschool teacher has with the parents every year. In addition, they have 4 family nights. 1 is the kindergarten transition meeting, which I'm a big part of. So again, that's another opportunity for me to connect with the parents. They have a curriculum night, a literacy night, a transportation night, and they have a movie night coming up next week just for fun at Lakeland. And we have dads participate, which I think is really wonderful. more happy faces. This is the other piece, the academic piece. I just wanted to give you a little sliver, and this is like the tip of the iceberg, and there's way more wonderful things that I could share, but we don't have time. In the fall, this is growth averages for the Great Start Readiness program. So these are the kids who are going into kindergarten next year. They came in knowing an average of 3 letters. These are capital letters. Now in March, and remember, we have 2 more, we have a significant amount of learning time left, 22 of 26. They've almost mastered their uppercase letters. And I know kindergarten teachers are going to be super excited about this too. The other thing that having an integrated preschool program is that it gives opportunities for professional collaboration, and this is also really important too. So when you have them being together, kindergarten teachers and preschool teachers can observe in each other's classrooms. And in the month of April, our preschool teachers and kindergarten teachers, preschool teachers are going into observing kindergarten for 1 hour, each of them, and the preschool teachers are, did I just repeat myself? They're going into each other's classrooms for 1 hour. Then what's going to happen in May, on one of our Friday PD times, because GSRP and Head Start do not generally have students on Friday, they're going to attend the 80-minute PD, and they're going to collaborate, and they're going to talk about what are gaps between the 2 programs? How can we work to bridge those gaps? And also, are the curriculum aligned within our program and between the programs? So this is just the very beginning of their conversation, but really important. And I just want to say thank you to the board for allowing us to have GSRP and Head Start in our school, because truly what goes on here is the foundation for K-12, not just K-3, K-12. It's the most important beginning piece. So that's all about preschool at Lakeland.
Thank you.